Here with the legendary Bernard Hopkins, one of
Forget the alien. I don't like that guy after the last fight.
the executioner, baby. That's the man that defended the title 20 times, only 3-time light heavyweight champion of all time. That's the X.
Yes, the X. And first of all, we know why we're here, and I'm excited. I know y'all excited. Why? It's a middleweight unification. It's historic. It's been over 15 plus years when the unified middleweight title was happening in New York City, where it took place with me, of course. But this is an era, and I mentioned it earlier on the podium. This is their era, and I'm glad to be a part of it, not only on the promotional side, but also, my record is in jeopardy, and also from a historic side. So I'm very fortunate to be in a unique situation, and in a special situation where I'm in front of y'all at 2017, fast approaching Saturday, which is September 16th, to talk about what? A division that made me. You heard me earlier. Made me. This couldn't be written by you, I, or anybody else. That this day will be an interview based on unification and a record that's been in jeopardy. Records are made to be broken, but I expected 30 or 40 years from now. But you know what? That's the thing about history. We chase history. History doesn't chase us.
So what's the key for Canelo, your fighter, in this fight? Canelo Alvarez to win the fight. A lot of people praise his counterpunching ability, but what's the key? What's going to win him the fight, in your opinion, on Saturday night?
He's going to have to show how special he is come September 16th. Plain and simple. And sometimes you have to really analyze whether it's a team, whether it's a fighters or fight, and say, you know what, this fight really comes down to who chokes and who don't. I mean, wow, what a statement. A guy hits all the right shots when the game is regular season. But when it's on the line, there's certain athletes in any sport that anybody can relate to that's going to see this interview or hear this interview, or even during the interview with me now. Remember those moments where a guy couldn't or didn't make the shot and he made history. We know about the Jordans of the world. We know about certain athletes in certain sports that made history by being the first one, to be the one to win the game and to have things on the line. This is sort of that feel. Even though this is unification that took place, taking place a little later than I expected, far as the unification, but not the record breaking. This is great. This is great for boxing. This is great for Golden Boy. This is great for the fighters to cement their name and their legacy right now, at this moment.
Have you seen any cracks in Golovkin? I mean, people are...
Absolutely. The cracks I've seen in Golovkin is that he haven't had to face adversity where he had to fight his way back to be in the lead as the fight goes. He's been having his way. Yes, he's been challenged, but not challenged to enough where you've seen that he's on the verge, if he don't win his last 2 rounds, of losing.
Bernard, why did you take Canelo by decision and not knockout?
Yeah, we got one more.
Why did you take Canelo to win by decision, a hard-fought decision, and not a stoppage?
I think that Canelo's going to have to understand that this puzzle has to be won round by round, and sometimes the knockout can put you more in danger and jeopardy if the knockout is reaching where you got the fight in the bag. Hey, why go for a knockout and you got 9 rounds in the bag? Why go for a knockout and you got 8 rounds in the bag and maybe 1 or 2 close rounds, and you win the last 2 rounds the best way you can?
Thanks, Bernard.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.